Obsidian Waltz presents Dust and Fire. The first tremor hit at midday. The ground shuddered beneath us, sending cracks through the earth. I gripped the walls of the bunker, heart pounding. Earthquakes weren't uncommon here, but this was different. This was targeted. From above, a deep, distant thud. A force so massive it sent a ripple through the tunnels, dislodging dust and sand. I ran to the others. Panic spread like wildfire. The council shouted orders: evacuate, regroup, defend if necessary. We had trained for war. But what kind of war shook the sky itself? Then came the light. A beam harder than anything I had ever felt, seared through the ground above. I heard screaming. I turned the corner and saw them, my people, my kin, writhing, twisting, blackening, their bodies curled in on themselves, limbs shriveling in the unbearable heat. The air filled with the acrid stench of burning flesh. The council demanded a counterattack, a charge. I ran with them, my heart pounding, our numbers surging forward in the tight underground tunnels of security. We would fight. We would resist. Then, another quake. Another impact. The ceiling split open above us. A monstrous shape loomed over the battlefield. I had never seen anything like it. Massive, pale, towering. Its limbs moved in erratic, jerking motions, sending waves of devastation through our ranks. I stared up at it, my breath catching in my throat. It was playing. It was enjoying this. The first attack was its weapon of light, that unbearable burning beam that melted my people alive. But this was cruelty. For sport, the creature's massive limb struck the ground, sending hundreds of us flying into the air. Some hit the walls, their bodies shattering on impact. Others landed beneath its enormous weight, crushed instantly. I saw my brother among them. I screamed. The council still barked orders, but it was useless. Our strongholds turning to rubble and dust. Then another tremor. Closer. I turned in time to see the creature's limb descending again. I ran faster than I had ever run in my life. The air boiled. The screams grew distant. I felt the rumble of impact behind me, but I did not turn around. I reached the lower chambers, lungs burning, legs aching. I collapsed against the tunnel wall, shaking. And then, silence. The attacks stopped. The quakes ceased. The world held its breath. I wiped the dust from my eyes, body trembling. Slowly, cautiously, I crept towards the tunnel's edge. Above, the sky was still blazing. The ground was charred, littered with the fallen. And there, standing in the light, was our monster. It was pale, soft, fleshy, with wide, curious eyes. I watched in horror as it slowed, as it smiled. It had lost interest. It had grown bored. The towering creature turned and left, stepping over the shattered remains of our home, as if we never mattered, as if we were nothing. I let out a shuddering breath, staring at the devastation around me. My people, my home, all gone. Her Majesty the Queen emerged from the deepest chambers, surveying the destruction with cold, calculating eyes. She spoke softly, but her words carried through the silence. "The monsters have gone," I swallowed, still staring at the ruins. Then, for the first time, I heard what the Queen called them. 2 words. 2 words that I would never forget. 2 words that would always terrify me. She called it a human child. I looked at my surviving kin, their bodies covered in dust and soot, their antennae twitching, waiting for orders. We had lost so much, but we had to rebuild. We had to, because this hive, this hill, this world was the only world we had ever known. And one day, the monsters would return.